Omitofu, and welcome to a brand new episode of Kung Fu Conversation. I am Shimu Arlene. Today, I am talking about losing your Kung Fu mojo. You know, like the desire of you to go to class is slowly fizzling out, and you find it harder and harder to get to class. Well, hang in there because I am talking to Shifu Hengxin, a 35th generation Shaolin disciple, along with our student Stephan, to figure out what went wrong, and we could try to help you gain back your Kung Fu mojo so you could get back to class ASAP. Omitofu.
Okay, let's start. Okay, let's start with Stephan. I did not see you for a long while, actually. Yeah, to be honest, do you lose your Kung Fu mojo? What happened to you?
If I'm honest, I'll say yes. I won't say think. What happened is life, right?
Yes.
And what happens is, as for me, right? The major life change was my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And a few job changes, but those were less a factor as more the child, right?
Right.
So like a lot of energy is expended there, and schedules become a lot more difficult to not even just maintain, but create and stick to, right? So there have been a lot of different plans as to the great comeback, right? But my brother actually said something very interesting that like aligns with this, right? He said that there's always a reason not to do something, right? So it's best to just go ahead and just do it.
Yes.
So I've been trying to apply that, but I mean, clearly it hasn't been working. So
Really?
yeah, I'll say I lost it and I'll blame it on my child.
Life happened. But it's what to do once you could have that even small window of opportunity to return, right? How do you gain that magic back to push?
I think that you have to have the courage.
During the course of your journey to your parenting, were there a moment you could have come back, but you just couldn't get yourself to literally come back?
Consistently, I don't think so. Again, being honest, the thing is, I wasn't making it a priority. That's the thing. So if I had done that, I could have set the time aside and planned better. It's like, okay, you're so tired from everything, right? Or you're so bogged down with everything, right? And you say, oh man, I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna be even more tired. But you forget, right? What you forget is that it's gonna be like that in the beginning when you come back, right? But it's eventually gonna turn to the opposite.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like a mixture of that forgetting that, you know, the benefits that you're gonna get, rather than focusing like on the difficulty of actually stepping back in.
Right.
That's how I would say it.
And I think that is like great advice, because again, you know, life happened. Life happened to any of us, and many of our students, we see them go through changes in life, and some of them were able to come back. And I think what they did were they made it, as you say, a priority. Because when life throw you a curveball and everything is just so much more difficult. And let's face it, Kung Fu is hard. As you say, you're already tired and you're going to go do Kung Fu and you know you're going to be even more tired. That is when you need to even dig deeper and ask yourself, what do I want to do? You know, Shifu and I have seen so many students go through life. We have gone through life. And I think that we're also a little bit guilty, right? Kung Fu conversation is a great example. And maybe perhaps this is the reason why, you know, I chose this topic, losing our mojo, because I remember when we first started Kung Fu conversation, we had so much momentum. And then life happened, as you guys could see. I don't know, do you recognize it? We have a brand new studio. We moved. And then all hell broke loose because things needed to be done and there was so much work. And we just let Kung Fu conversation get to the sideline and say, we'll do it, we'll do it. And the longer that we hold off, and I know that Stephan, you're really busy, and I think collectively we gave each other great excuses to not do it. Could we have done it? We probably could have. So Shifu,
Yeah.
have you ever lost your mojo while you were training?
When I was young, like this is a life opportunity that changes. So I grew up. I taught to all you watch this video. We are super poor. We don't have lecturers. You know, neighbors struggle 3 meals through the year. That's how poor we are. But have a chance to training is have a chance to make a difference in life. Like it's opportunity. I never thought about to give up when we're young with training, but sometimes we may be a little bit slow, but if we slow, we get beat up. To be honest, knowledge.
Problem solved.
you time order, no time order. The stuff with training called, I think we use mulberry tree so strong. Not bad. I be very honest, I get a beat before. Yes, I did. Yeah. And then when I grew up, Sam mentioned about the level changes. I have a thought, you know, to quit, right? Okay, and then always something come up to me. Also say, okay, if I've been doing this, many years. I'm not named this when I started 9 years old, and then I came here in 1986. You think about, thought about to quit. But all the hard work, all the years of efforts, training, the skill, and then the knowledge, and then just throw away, that disappear, right? And then what happens is you think about, if I take this responsibility, able to teach to the people who really appreciate it, enjoy it, to hope their lives, that's a great accomplishment. Okay, Shimu, what's your experience? You've been training more than probably, I don't know how many years.
Let's not give away my age here. There are times that I don't want to go to class. I have to be honest. There are times that I'm gonna, do I have to go? You know, especially when you're really, really tired. But I don't think I have lost total magic of saying, I want to quit martial arts, because I love how the art make me feel. I am a better person. I'm a calmer person. I am a more rational person. I might drag my feet. I might stop for a couple of days and, you know, give myself excuse and say, oh, you know, I have office work to do and I skip class. I mean, I have to be really honest. There are times that I could I have done the class? Yes. But I chose to do something else other than that, you know, so I'm guilty as well. But I didn't stop for a long duration of time. I skip out on classes, so I'm also guilty. It's hard. We're human. So that's another point. We're human. What caused students to lose interest in martial arts study?
I think the first things when they really it's very exciting start, something brand new, you never see it. and then you won't do it. As when they get into the class, and then you ask them to do basic again, first dance again, they get bored very quickly, they come to class. Number one. Number two is some of them, they feel they're running too slow. It's martial arts to build carry the foundation. It's not about the running speed as much as we can. To practice, to really improving is the main focus. And then the last thing is too difficult. Example, reason why too difficult is because some of them that all year home and live and dream when doing Kung Fu. I want to dream doing martial arts. I've been watch Jackie Chan movie, Jet Li movie. I'm very exciting. Finally, I grew up. I have a stable job, ready to go. And then they come in couple class, you don't see them anymore. Why? Because too difficult. When you take class first couple weeks, you barely can work when you're training because your muscle, your body is sharp. You really build the strength. You really build the mental strength at the time to challenge yourself. You feel pain, especially you can't walk down the stair. You think about how difficult it is. That's what for small percentage they feel, oh my God, this is great. I know I'm getting something, and never in my life I never feel this much pain, this much difficult, right? We think about it, when you watch movie, we only watch Jackie Chan, how he moving, how Jet Li, how he moving, even American martial arts stars. Have you ever to see them in training when they were young, when they go through a lot of sweat, hard work, stretch until they career, and then they get beat up to grow up, to training, reach that level.
Set up tangible goal, something that you could achieve, even from the scheduling. Like I also hear people say, if I can't come to class 3 times a week, why bother? But if you set up tangible goal because you could only do one, guess what? For a whole year, you have been having that one class per week. But if you walk away, again, you go back to that 0, right? Any other factor, Stephan, do you think that student may fizzle out or just want to give up and walk away?
I think you already mentioned it, and that's discipline. That factor, I should say, that factor is more responsible for my absence, right? Because I have been realistic in that, like, I know I can only do like the weekends, right? So that would be really just like Saturday. So why can't I do that?
And why can't you do that?
No, serious. It's like discipline. There's always a reason why I can't do it.
This is very interesting. So what I want to know from our viewer is this. If you are now not going to class, if you're using time as a factor, say, I cannot schedule it in, is it really time? And be honest, or is it something else? When we slip, because we all will, right? Even after today, the talk, right? Because again, we're human. We can't be 100% all the way. What kind of motivation we could draw from to get us back to that next class?
Okay. Number one, patient. When you go to class, you have to be patient. You can't rush. Number two, we've been talking about the same discipline. Number three is stick with it. You will go through up downs. You will continue face the challenge. You have to stay with it.
Stephan, what is an advice the current you is going to give to your future you to get you back to Kung Fu school?
Start slow, because that's, I mean, my wife always says it anyway, like trying to take too much at once, like you're setting too much, well, you're putting too much on yourself at once. So just start slow and be forgiving. Yes, be forgiving to myself that I can't be there all those days and just start very tiny.
So we're gonna see you back here next week.
Sure.
And on the next Kung Fu episode, we're gonna continue on this storyline and I will update everyone, whether or not Stephan have come back to school. My advice for everyone is this: life is tough, and I totally understand it. Let your passion be your guide. I hope this Kung Fu conversation will inspire everyone to pick up our passion, to go back to Kung Fu class if you have to, and are continuing, and hopefully we'll make this a long and healthy journey. Now, if you need extra inspiration, I will also link some of our Kung Fu tutorial down below so you could start warming up those muscles and get you back right onto class. With this, happy training, and I will see everyone back in our next Kung Fu conversation. Omitopo.
Omitopo.